here, and also I like to have little talks with everybody. We're going to get started today on a shark attack. I'll show it here. I'll hold it up so everyone can see. It's a collage project, so it's paper and glue. You don't have to have any special paper or anything because you can use magazine pictures and things that you find in your recycling if you don't have any scrapbook paper or anything like that. So what can we talk about a little bit before we get started? Crystal was on yesterday, and who was doing the family art, and she was saying that all of our projects can now be found on our website, the Red Deer Museum and Art Gallery website. You can go down and it will give you descriptions, and there's PDF that shows all the instructions. So any of the projects that we've done with live, you'll be able to find right there if you miss it when we're doing it to start off with. Let's see, do we have anybody else joining us yet? Got 3 people. Nobody's given me a comment. If I'm looking like this, it's because I can't see. I'm blind, don't you know? It's hard once you have to start wearing bifocals. You can't see anything. All right, so the things that you're going to need today for supplies, you'll need a back paper. Doesn't have to be blue. I was actually thinking today I might do yellow and pretend it's a sunny day with the sharks coming up to attack. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Parker. Is Avery joining us today, or is she busy doing schoolwork? Then you'll need some kind of gray color for your shark, or if you want to make him any color you want, it doesn't matter. I made mine gray. Sharks usually are gray in real life, but this can be a fantasy shark. And then some kind of watery colors, and it's nice to have darks and lights, so then when we layer them on, you'll see the contrast and look more like waves. You'll need a piece of black for the mouth and some white for the teeth. Oh, hey, Sita, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, and Avery's in a meeting, the joy. And Parker, this time I think I made my own eyes here, but today I got out the googly eyes, and I think I'm going to use a googly eye on my shark so he looks especially weird and googly. All right, so we're ready to start. We are going to need to start with our background paper. So, like I said, I had used blue here for the sky, but I thought I might try making him sunny today, so I'm going to use yellow. So I've got my background. There we go. And because I want to put layers on this shark, so I want some of the waves to go behind. Maybe I'll even put some clouds in. We're not going to glue it until we have our pieces kind of laid out, and then we'll be able to see where we need to layer them to be able to glue them in the right spot. So no gluing to start with. We're just going to get it all prepared and ready to go. So we've got our background, and we want to make our shark. So I'm using this gray chevron-y paper that I found, scrapbook paper. I'm going to flip it over so I can draw in the back with my pencil. So I want on my yellow paper, I'll lay this on and I'll just put a mark how wide I want my shark to be. I probably want him to be about this wide, then he'll fit in good. And I want him to go almost to the top of my paper. So I want him to be about this big. I'll do that darker so you can see. So that's the general size I want him to be. Now he is just kind of a pointy triangle with a stubby nose. So if I just go up like this, and I can see, No, I want to make him fatter. So I'm going to make him go up more. And then down. That way, if I make him fatter, I can have lots and lots of teeth. So I'm just going to make him fatter more on this side. There. See, the good thing about using the back side is it doesn't matter if you change your mind. About like that. Now I'm going to cut him out. His bottom is going to be hidden in the waves. So I'm just going to make this kind of a roundy shape. And if you wanted to make him symmetrical, you'd fold him in half like this. So that he's the same on both sides, which you totally don't have to do. But if you want him to be exactly the same, that's how to do it. There. Does he look sharky? Not too bad. All right, so that's our shark. Parker, are you making your background blue, or are you going to do a yellow background? Or you could even do it white, and then you could color on it or add clouds and stuff on the top of it. Okay, so there's our shark. He's kind of straight here. I'm going to just round him out a little bit. Seems a little bit. There. Doesn't look so straight edge like I drew him with a ruler. Now, if you look at my shark, we want to make some paper strips for waves. And they can be all different kinds of colors. I got a whole selection here. These ones kind of crazy. I thought maybe if I did a couple really, really thin strips, it would be all right. I got some paper like this that was just light with a little bit of gray modeling. I thought that might make some cool waves. And then I have a couple blue. And the awesome thing about waves is they're all wavy, going up and down. And so if you just tear it, you get these really nice, it looks like the crests of waves with the white. So that's the best way to go. And you want to be able to have the paper go all the way across. So this one goes across, but I'll have this red strip here. So if I turn it this way, it won't do that. So I'm just going to take my strip and I'm just going to tear it. Now I like the white strip showing on the paper, so I'm taking my thin piece and holding it with my left hand and pulling up with my right. And that will mean that the white strip will get left on the piece that I want. Can you see that? I'm going to do a couple of these in case I want to have more than one white strip. I've got a couple of that color. I'm going to do some of these. I might even do another one just in case. This blue paper, and I think I'm going to do it on this side so I get even some of the waved pattern showing. And if you get too much wave like this, you can just pull it off. Change up how much you want to show. That one has a lot of white. Make it more jagged so it looks more like a wave. When you're tearing, you can, instead of just doing a straight line, you can make it go up and down so it gets more wavy, like it's a turbulent ocean. There. Then we got some dark color. That will be good. And with this one, I want to make it wavy, so I'll go up and down. So we have quite a number of strips here, so let's lay them out and see if we have enough to start. Now I want to put some ocean behind my shark. So I'm going to put a dark strip behind, and then if I have my shark like that, let's see if I have enough strips. And we're going to go from the back to the front so that the strips are overlapping on top of each other. Let's see. There we go. I think I have enough strips torn. So now we can start gluing them down, or we can cut out the pieces for our shark. But I think it would be probably the best idea is if we put the water and the shark, glue him down before we do his mouth and his eyes, because we don't want his teeth getting covered by all the water. If you do want that, then you'd put the mouth on first and then put the waves on. I think we'll start with our waves. So I'm going to put a light color at the back. So I have this light color, and I'm going to glue. I'm going to use another piece of paper as a messy mat so I don't put glue all over my work area. It's always good to have a messy mat. And we can trim the edges afterwards so you don't have to worry if it hangs over the edge. So there, I'm going to put my first layer there. And then I'm going to put my shark on top of that layer. And then I'll have my ocean starting like that. So next is the shark. How you doing, Parker? You have your shark cut out? You're usually faster than I am. You've probably already glued on your whole ocean. Parker is one of our regulars who comes to miniMAG when we have it in person. And when we have people signed up, usually we do Zoom calls where we can see people and chat to them. And so he's a regular for that too. And his sister used to come before she had to start going to regular school, to a regular teacher. That made us very sad because then she can't see us anymore. Unless she's on days off at school, then sometimes her mom brings her. Okay, so we have our shark. Oops. I'm gluing down my strips to my paper. There we go. We have our shark and one wave at the back. So now we're going to start putting our waves across the front. So look at your different colors, and you want to alternate them so that they show waves. There, I think I want to put a dark one in, and then maybe a color one, maybe like that. If I put them really close, I might have to tear some more. And then I think I want to end with a dark one. And maybe because this one has a nice straight edge, I'll save that one for the very bottom, and it will make a nice clean bottom at the end. So that will be my bottom one. And I think then maybe I'll use that one and go from there. Okay. I'm going to tear this one off so it's not quite so long. And we could also use those little extra torn slips to make partial waves instead of going all the way across to add some more interest. So when I'm gluing this next wave, I want to make sure to cover the edge of the wave that I had previous to that. So as long as I've covered it, that's fine. And I can decide if I want to make it thin or thick. So that's all how you decide you want it to look. I'm going to make mine even on one side, so I only have to trim the other side. See, I've covered the edges of the one before that. I'm going to put that one there. And I think maybe a colorful one. Sounds like a good idea. This one's thicker at this end. So if I put it like that, I'm going to have a wave that goes up and down. This is interesting paper because it's also colored on both sides. So if I decided I wanted to use the purple, I could too. That looks pretty nifty. What do you think, Parker? Should I use the purple or should I use the triangles? I don't know. That purple is pretty nice. But the triangles have gold and are shiny. Let's stick with the gold shiny parts. There. I want to make sure that I cover that edge. I'm going to put it like that. I want to pull it over a little bit more. So it's right on the edge. There. Nice. Sparkly. Oh, good idea. I did. That's what I used, Lindsay. I used the triangles. Now, should I put a nice big dark piece? I think maybe I will. Or I may take this little wave and add him. I can make just like a little, maybe I'll use this for a cloud. Let's put a cloud up in the sky. There. Okay, I'm getting off track. I'll put this dark blue one on. There. I can tear that edge off. And I have this nice piece too that I can use maybe if I want to put another cloud. Now I think I want to do a light one. So I've got a dark and then a light, so it'll show a variation in my waves. I'm going to do that. Nice light color. Oops. Next week we're doing collage 2. I was thinking maybe next week we might paint the background paper instead of just using cardstock. That might be fun. Okay, so far we have these 3 left. We know this, we want this to be the bottom. Let's see if we have enough cut. We may have to cut another one or tear another one. Let's see. I think we will. So we're going to need one more stripe. So I'm going to glue this lovely purple one down, purpley blue. I think we'll just need one more. This is a good one. It's very wavy. Now we have the triangles. So let's put that one down. And then we might even be able to use the little pieces to make some waves. Okay. Make sure to rub it down really good so your glue is holding. This is our bottom piece that we want, and you see some yellow is poking through. So we need to add a bit here. We have a few pieces like this, or we could add partial waves, which is I think what I'm going to do. Actually right there. I kind of like this wave though. So I think I'm just going to continue tearing him so he doesn't have a straight edge. So let's put him here. Just add another, maybe a light one, a light chunk there. Let's tear it and see how it looks. Put a little gray crest right there. Remember, he's going to get covered up a bit by the blue. Just want to make sure all the yellow is covered. Let's see. No, I think we still need a little bit more. So I think I'm going to tear another piece. And what color should I use to tear? What do we have? Oh, I have this long piece. It could be a white wave. That might be kind of boring though. Kind of boring, Parker. Let's see. Do I want a double blue? It's not too bad. How's your gluing going, everyone? I think I'll just put another layer like that of this blue. Because I needed it to be a bit longer. And then finally we'll have that one at the bottom, and I'll be perfect. Avery. Oh, Avery, were you trying to catch up? Excellent. I know you're speedy. Those darn Zoom meetings take so much time when you're going to school. Doesn't your teacher know you want to do some art with Heather, the miniMAG? There. Okay. Now, I've got one little cloud going there. If I flip this over, I can trim off my edges, or you can use an X-Acto knife, or your mom could use it, or your dad, or whoever's looking after you could use an X-Acto knife if they want it to be super precise. I don't have that much on this side to cut off. A couple little snips. triangle paper is thick. There, we've got all his little edges cut off. So now we just have to do his mouth. Hey, Saida. Yeah, you totally could use your group. What age group are you doing, say? Are they like 2 years old? Or are they a little bit older? Because your Saida was just asking, could she use the Shark Attack with her group of children? And I know she works, I think she works at a daycare. And so for sure, because you're doing tearing, you may have to help them with the shark shape, cutting that out. But the rest of it, they would have no problems with, especially tearing strips. It's the best part. All right, now we need his mouth. So we have to figure out how big we want his mouth to be. Are we going to make a really wide mouth? I think maybe I'm going to. So I've got my pencil again. I'm going to figure out how big I want it. So I want his mouth to be wide. So I want it to be about that wide from here to here. And then I want it to probably go about that high. So I'm just going to cut out that box to start with, and then I'll be able to lay it on my picture and figure out what shape I want his mouth. Parker, should we make something for the shark to be eating? Oh yes, say at 3 to 4 years old, for sure they could. I think we should make like a fish or something for him to be munching on too. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to make his mouth roundish, like that, I think. And again, just like before, if I want it to be the same, I can fold it in half. Don't press down because you don't want a line there too much. And then just trim away. Oops. Is that big enough, Parker? Is that a big enough mouth? I think we can eat lots of fish with that mouth. The mouth on this shark is quite skinny. This shark, I'm making him have a really big, wide mouth. Just going to trim him up a little bit because my cutting technique was not that great. Excellent. I'm going to glue his mouth down now, and then we'll be putting on the teeth. Now this paper that I have, it's quite heavy, so I'm going to have to use lots of glue. I think it's Bristol board. Okay. There's his mouth. Now it's time to fill it full of teeth. That's where you need some white paper. Now this is cardstock, but any kind of paper would work. Just like computer paper, anything like that. And then now it's time to decide how big you want your teeth. Are your teeth going to go all the way around, or are you going to leave the bottom open? And how long do you want them? So my mouth is quite wide. I don't think I'm going to do the bottom here. I think I'm just going to do in an arc like this. So I'm going to kind of measure how long I want them to be. I'm thinking this long, and I'm just going to cut a strip. And then I'm going to cut a few strips because I know I want them probably to be mostly the same size. And you don't actually need that many because we're going to be cutting triangles out of these strips. Okay, so I cut 3 strips. I don't know if I'll need that many. So now I want my teeth to be jagged and sharp and pointing down. So I want to make triangles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teeth out of that strip. Let's put it on here and see how well that did. So I kind of want them to be definitely like that at the front. Just going to place them around and see how they look before I glue them. Oh, stuck to my finger. Oh yeah, those look like good teeth. I wonder if we should put any red for blood. All right, we still need some more. Try my next strip. The first part, you always, when you cut off, it's always kind of like a fang tooth. So I'm just putting that over there because it's not a full triangle. Well, it's a different shape of triangle. We're making more like an equilateral triangle. But you'll learn that later when you're taking math, when you get older. There. I think that's probably enough. Let's put them on and see. There. Whoops. Ooh, that looks pretty good, Parker. What do you think? I think that's good. So I'm going to glue them on now. And I might even cut out something red for a tongue. I think. Do sharks have tongues? I don't know. They must have a tongue. What color do you think their tongue would be? So I'm going to start right from the top, and I'm going to do one on each side so that they match and then go around one, and then one on each side. So they're kind of matching, just like the teeth in your mouth are usually matching. Whoops. I totally am going to find some red though. I have a pile of paper here. I'm going to give them a tongue. And maybe I'll cut out a fish shape so we can have a fish. Ooh, fingers are dirty. Him eating a fish or an octopus. A green tongue? Parker, should we do a green tongue or is that what you're going to do? Okay, I'll look and see if I have green paper and then I'll see how that will look. That'd be kind of gross, having a green tongue. Avery's going to do red though for the blood. Okay, that's what I was thinking. My fingers have glue on them. So let me clean them off a little bit on my messy mat. Here. Let's put this one over here. I've been working on the projects for June, and I have a whole bunch of animals again. You must be able to tell that I love animals. I made, what did I make? An owl, and I made a fish. So that's what we're going to be doing in June. And I made some superhero cards for Father's Day that are pretty neat, nifty. Oh, and then I also did some snakes in the grass. That's the last thing that we're going to do for our very last class in June. It's a weaving one. And we're going to paint with our feet. That should be exciting. You can either paint with your toes or you can hold the paintbrush with your toes and try to use your feet like hands. There we go. One last tooth to put in. Oh, Parker, are you excited about it? So these are, I made a Spider-Man card and a Batman card and a Ninja Turtle card. It's all using your handprints. You'll like it. Okay, so we have his teeth. Now we decided we are going to put a tongue on. Let's see what colors I have. Should I use pattern paper, do you think? Does that look like a tongue? Kinda does. What do you think, Avery? I'll try to find green and see how green looks. Parker's interested in green. Here's some green. I think I'm going to do red though, because I like my paper for red. Okay, again, I've got my pencil. So I'm just going to clean up my area first. I'm going to flip it over so I can draw on it. How big do I want his tongue to be? I think I want it to be about that big. And I want it to be about that tall. So I'll cut that piece out, and then I'll be able to cut the shape. There. That's about the size I want. Oh, look, I even have waves on this one. Kind of wavy tongue. I'm going to make a dome shape. See how that looks. Oh yeah, that looks good. I really like the red one. Okay, I'm going to glue that in. Parker, are you doing a green tongue? Okay. Now let's put his eyes on, and then we can decide if we want to put fish in the middle. So I have two eyes. Shark's eyes are kind of in weird spots. They're like that. So I have big ones, and I have little ones. Do I want my shark to have beady little eyes or big eyes? I think I'm going to do big eyes because he looks kind of more scary that way. Let's see if I can clean that off. My fingerprint from the black paper. Now remember, if you're using glue, sticks, and googly eyes, you need a lot of glue. Parker says he's making his tongue out of green glitter paper. That's awesome. So yeah, you take a really big chunk of glue. Otherwise, you don't stay stuck down. This purple glue, it will go clear once it's dried. I got a big mess there. There's one. Push it down. I can clean that up. Get some more glue. Let's match him up there. I have his eyes kind of poking out a little bit. There. All right, there's my shark. The only thing I'm missing now is something for him to eat. And I like the idea that you have glitter. I wonder if I have any glitter paper. Let me look. Oh, I do. I've got some bronze glitter paper. Maybe I'll try to make a bronze fish or maybe an octopus, something like that. What do you think? A fish shape is the easiest to make. Again, I just flipped it over. So a fish is just kind of like that. That kind of shape. I'll just make this a little wider so when I cut it out, it doesn't break off. So let's cut that out and see. Oh, I might even put a googly eye on that fish. That will be exciting. Can never have too many googly eyes. Parker's looks like a sock puppet. A sock puppet shark? That sounds interesting. One of our fish died here at the museum this morning. You know, we have some fish. They seem to me as they've gotten very, very big over this COVID time. They're seeing me, but one didn't make it, passed away. Okay, so there's my fish. I'm gonna put a googly eye on him because, hey, why not? Can never have too many googly eyes. I should have glued him down first. Okay, here he's going down the hatch. Glug, glug, glug. Sorry, fish. There he is. I think I might add one more cloud. I've got some left over of this paper. I'm tearing it off. Here's a wider strip. I think I just might tear another cloud. Let's see. Maybe I'll have it going off the side. Maybe? I don't know. Be up like that. I might put another one too because usually 3 looks better than 2. Odd numbers. So I'll put that one there. Little cloud. And then I'll put a small little cloud. Some glue on it. Maybe right here. Going off the edge. There. All right, I think we're almost finished. There we go. One shark. Let's put it there. With a yellow background. One shark with a blue background. Yeah, the triangle paper looks kind of cool. How's the rest of you doing? Well, Parker's got a sock puppet shark. Hey, you're welcome, Lindsay. Next week, we're making another collage with a bird. On this one, I was doing some drawing afterwards with pastels. So, and that was kind of fun. So we could do that or we could paint the background. Do you guys have oil pastels? Anybody? Lindsay, do you guys have oil pastels? Or would you prefer to paint? Either works. It's just you have to do it in a different order. If you're going to paint, then you'll need to do it before you add the bird, Or if you're going to use pastels for making patterns, you can do it after you have them all glued down. I hope you had lots of fun. This is next week. The week after that, we're doing a big dinosaur where you just need some recycling cardboard. All right. If you do have a picture and you can post it, that would be awesome because I love to see your stuff. That's why I really like Zoom, because then you can show me your work. But if you post it afterwards, I think you can do that. You might have to do it on our blog. I'm not exactly sure. Lynn might know. She could leave a note there for everybody if she knows how you could show your artwork after you're finished. Avery's is yellow. Oh, that'd be great. I would love to see Avery's picture. Well, I hope everybody has a good day, and the weather's supposed to be nice, so please go out and enjoy it because it's going to start snowing. Oh, Lynn said that we could post them on Facebook, so that would work out excellent. So if you want to go to the Red Deer Museum Facebook site, then you could post them there, I think. I think that will work. Anyway, so have a good day. We'll see you later.